Jake standing face to face with Reg again was already shocking enough, but the real surprise is that Jake did not look angry. He looked emotional, almost like a part of him wanted his brother back. And if this trailer is really showing Jake forgiving Reg, then episode 2 may completely change the future of the Chi. Because after everything that happened between them, forgiveness was the last thing fans expected to see. But the trailer keeps dropping small hints that something deeper is happening here. Something emotional, something dangerous. And honestly, the more you watch this trailer closely, the more it feels like Jake is about to make a decision that could either save his life or destroy everything around him. The trailer opens with a dark and quiet shot of Chicago at night, and right away the mood feels heavy. The streets look tense, the music sounds emotional, and every character seems stressed, like something bad is coming. But the biggest focus of the trailer is clearly Jake. Almost every important moment centers around him. The camera keeps showing him alone, thinking, looking worried, and trying to understand who he can trust anymore. That is important, because Jake has spent a long time trying to survive without depending on people. Ever since losing people close to him, he became more guarded and more careful. But now, Reg suddenly coming back into his life changes everything emotionally. You can already tell Jake is fighting between anger and love. One side of him remembers all the pain, all the lies, and all the danger that followed Reg in the past. But another side still remembers him as family. That emotional conflict is written all over Jake's face during the trailer. And the smartest thing about this preview is that it never fully tells us what Jake decides. Instead, it keeps teasing us with small, emotional moments that make fans create theories immediately. One of the most interesting scenes happens when Jake and Reg are standing together in what looks like an empty building or warehouse. The lighting is dark, and nobody else is around them. That scene feels important because the trailer slows down during this moment. Usually trailers move very fast, but here, everything suddenly becomes slower and quieter. That normally means the conversation between these two characters matters a lot. Jake looks emotional, but also confused. Reg looks calmer than expected. He is not acting aggressive. He is not yelling. Instead, he almost seems regretful. And that changes the energy completely. Because for the first time in a long time, Reg does not feel like a threat. He feels like someone trying to fix a broken relationship. The trailer even shows a quick moment where Jake looks down before answering Reg, and small details like that matter. In shows like The Chi, body language tells the real story. Jake looking down could mean he is thinking emotionally instead of reacting with anger. It may even suggest he wants to forgive Reg but is scared of getting hurt again. Another detail fans noticed is how the trailer keeps avoiding showing any violence between Jake and Reg. That is very strange because if the episode was building toward another conflict, the trailer would probably tease fighting or shouting. Instead, most of their scenes feel emotional and serious. That makes many fans believe episode 2 is not about revenge at all. It may actually be about rebuilding trust. But if that is true, then the bigger question becomes why now? Why is Reg suddenly trying to reconnect with Jake after everything that happened before? That is where the mystery gets deeper. Some fans believe Reg returned because a new danger is coming to Chicago, and he knows Jake is not safe. Others think Reg may secretly need Jake's help for something bigger happening behind the scenes. And honestly, both theories make sense. The trailer keeps hinting that the streets are becoming more dangerous again. You can feel tension growing in almost every scene. Characters are looking over their shoulders, conversations feel secretive, nobody seems fully comfortable anymore. It feels like the city itself is preparing for chaos. What makes this even more emotional is that Jake has always wanted stability in his life. He wanted peace. He wanted real family. But every time he gets close to that, something pulls him back into drama and danger again. That is why Reg's return is so powerful. Reg represents both protection and destruction in Jake's life. He was someone Jake loved deeply, but he was also connected to pain, violence, and fear. So if Jake forgives him now, that decision could change Jake completely as a character. It could make him stronger emotionally, or it could pull him into another dangerous situation that ruins everything he worked for. And based on the dark tone of this trailer, the writers clearly want fans to feel nervous about whatever comes next. One thing this trailer does very well is hide the truth behind emotions. At first, it looks like episode 2 is simply about Jake and Reg reconnecting, but when you watch carefully, the situation feels much more complicated. Every scene between them carries tension under the surface. Even when nobody is shouting, it still feels like something dangerous could happen at any second. That is what makes this storyline so interesting. The writers are not using loud drama here. They are using silence, eye contact, and uncomfortable moments to tell the real story. And honestly, those moments feel more powerful than action scenes. There is one short clip in the trailer where Jake is walking alone at night while looking over his shoulder. It only lasts a second, but it says a lot. Jake does not look relaxed after meeting Reg. He looks more stressed. That could mean Reg's return is bringing old problems back into his life. Fans are already discussing whether Jake truly believes Reg has changed, because deep down, Jake knows that every time Reg enters a situation, trouble follows close behind. Even if Reg is trying to protect him now, Jake probably understands that being close to him again could put a target on his back. And that fear may become one of the biggest themes in episode 2. Another important detail is how other characters react during the trailer whenever Reg is mentioned. Nobody looks comfortable, nobody looks happy. The energy immediately becomes tense. That tells us Reg's return is not just personal for Jake. It affects everyone around them too. Some characters may see Reg as family, but others probably see him as a threat that brings chaos into the neighborhood again. This creates a very dangerous situation for Jake emotionally because he may be forced to choose between loyalty to Reg and loyalty to the people currently around him. And knowing the Chi, those choices never end peacefully. The trailer also hints that Jake may be hiding his true feelings from everyone else. In several scenes, he acts calm on the outside, but his expressions tell a different story. He looks emotionally exhausted, almost like he is carrying pressure from every direction. That makes sense because Jake has grown a lot over the past seasons. He is not the same reckless kid anymore. He understands consequences now. He knows one wrong decision can destroy relationships, start violence, or even cost someone their life. So if he is seriously thinking about forgiving Reg, then that decision is probably tearing him apart internally. What makes this storyline even stronger is the possibility that Reg himself may actually feel guilty for the past. The trailer quietly hints at this through his behavior. He seems calmer, quieter, and less aggressive than before. In older seasons, Reg carried himself with confidence and intimidation, but here, his energy feels different. He almost seems tired, like someone who has been carrying regret for a long time. There is even a moment where Reg looks away during a conversation, and small details like that matter in a drama series. Characters usually avoid eye contact when they are hiding pain, guilt, or fear. So maybe Reg truly wants a second chance. Maybe he knows he failed Jake before and is trying to fix it before it is too late. But this is the Chi, and nothing is ever simple. That is why many fans believe the trailer is intentionally misleading viewers. Some people think Jake forgiving Reg could actually be part of a bigger setup. The show has a history of building emotional moments before shocking betrayals happen, and there are several suspicious details hidden throughout the trailer. One of them is the way certain conversations are edited together. Sometimes the trailer makes it seem like characters are talking to each other directly, but careful viewers noticed some scenes may actually come from completely different moments in the episode. That means the editors could be hiding major twists from the audience. There is also growing discussion about whether another character is secretly manipulating the situation behind the scenes. The streets in Chicago never stay quiet for long, and power always shifts between different people. Reg returning could easily threaten someone else's control or plans. If that is true, then Jake may unknowingly be caught in the middle of a much larger conflict. And sadly, Jake has always been the type of character who gets pulled into dangerous situations because of the people he cares about most. That pattern may continue again in episode 2. The emotional weight of this storyline becomes even stronger when you remember how much Jake values trust now. Trust is everything to him. Once someone breaks it, rebuilding it becomes almost impossible. That is why even small moments in the trailer feel huge. A simple conversation, a look, a pause before answering, all of it carries emotional meaning because Jake is trying to decide whether Reg deserves another chance in his life. And honestly, the trailer never gives a clear answer. That uncertainty is exactly why fans are so excited right now. Everyone is trying to figure out if this reunion will heal old wounds or create brand new ones that are even worse.